Hi again. So I made part one of my Q&A video, and because it was so long, I had to make a part two. And I already have like 5 or 6 more questions that I need to answer. So these are all questions that I just made up. But if you have any questions for me, please comment below and tell me, because I take all questions welcomely. Anything you want to know, I just want to help you. I just want to help people. Um, so, so the sixth question is self-harm an addiction? How can you get proper treatment, and can you ever be fully cured from it? Yes, self-harm is an addiction. Um, of course, there are people who harm themselves maybe once or twice or a few times, but they don't get addicted to it. Just like, with people who do drugs, like they do drugs, or people who drink, like they can still drink without like having to get more and then more and then more. And so not everyone becomes addicted to it, but many people do, and it's very, very easy to get addicted to it, to self-harm, like any other addiction. For me, it didn't take very long, and I just felt it instantly, like, right after I harmed myself, I just had to do it again and again and again and again, and I just, feel the urge so many times, like, to do it, and it's crazy. Anyway, so, yes, it is very addictive, and very, very hard to stop. But it is possible. Um, some people have been able to stop just by themselves, even without any treatment or seeing a doctor or whatever. Um, but of course, it's like better if you seek some kind of treatment, to see a doctor or see a therapist, maybe get some medication or whatever, and maybe, obviously you're going through depression or whatever else. At least like seeing a therapist, and like, I mean, I know it's not for everyone to talk about their feelings and stuff, especially to a stranger, but I didn't think that I would do it either. Like, I never thought in a million years that I would go see a therapist, talk to a complete stranger about like my most inner and deepest feelings, like what? But actually, it's been like really good for me. Really good for me, and I've been lucky with like all my therapists that I've gotten. Most of them were women, and like really easy to talk to, just really compassionate and understanding, and just really, like, honestly just wanted to help me. And so I found it very easy, and and I've been on some medication, and I've seen my doctor a few times. So yeah, that's definitely really good, just to seek some kind of treatment or whatever it is, or just talk to someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be a professional. Just talk to anyone, like a family member, a friend, or if you just don't feel comfortable talking about your feelings and stuff, then you can like write down on paper how you feel, and whatever. But can you ever be fully cured? No, you can't, because self-harm is an addiction, and addiction is a disease. It's just like with cancer, like a patient can go into remission, but they can never be fully cured from the cancer. Like, there's always a chance that it will come back, and they have to live with that for the rest of their lives. Just like with self-harm and any addiction, like you can be, in recovery, and like people have gone like free from self-harm for like, weeks, months, even years. Um, but there's always a possibility that you will relapse because it's an addiction, and there's no cure for it. There's no cure. Like, just because you see a doctor or see a therapist or get medication or even go into rehab or whatever, it doesn't mean that when you come out or when it's done that you're fully cured and it's gone and you're completely healthy. It's not like that. It's you can stay in recovery and work on yourself and be like sober from it, but you will never be cured from it. It's always going to be a part of your life, and you can always relapse. But relapse is a part of recovery, and pretty much everyone relapses at least once. So it's completely normal. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to be angry about or whatever. It happens, but you can deal with it and you can come out of it. Okay, you just have to continue, seeing a therapist or a doctor or take medication or whatever it is that you need. If you feel the need to go into a treatment center or something, then do that. Like anything that works, just anything. But yeah, it can't be cured, but you can work hard to stay in recovery, and you can live a healthy life without harming yourself. So the 7th question. What are some of the songs that you listen to when you're feeling down or depressed? Do you feel like music makes the urge to harm yourself go away? So, as you probably know, I love Demi Lovato. She's like my biggest inspiration. And so I listen to her music a lot. Just all Demi music. But definitely Skyscraper, Warrior, and For the Love of a Daughter, and Believe in Me. Those are songs that I definitely listen to a lot. But yeah, any Demi music helps me a lot. And I've listened to some songs that are actually like directly about self-harm or depression or whatever. And recently, as you can see like by my reaction videos, I heard songs, one that's called Baby Don't Cut by B Mike, and then Please Don't Cut by Michael VJ. I had never heard of them before or heard the songs before, but when I listened to them, I just cried and cried and cried, and they were just so beautiful. And I'm not into rap really, but the lyrics were just so touching, and you have to be heartless not to feel anything when you listen to them. And then recently I heard this song by Nickelback called Lullaby. And it's beautiful. And of course, Breathe Me by Sia. There's a lot of music that I listen to, and even just listening to like One Direction or Justin Bieber or anything. Like, yeah, and Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, Eric Saade, Justin Timberlake, Adele, like Bruno Mars, Ed Sheeran. I listen to all kinds of music, but those songs that I mentioned and Demi music are like at the top, obviously. So, And yeah, it sorry, and it helps me a lot. It actually, especially when I listen to Demi or just anything related to Demi, watch her interviews, just see a photo of her. She's so beautiful. Like, it definitely helps a lot. And I mean, literally, like, I'm not kidding. Like, when I've heard, like, really had, like, a big urge to harm myself, of just, listen to Demi or something, and it literally just made the urge go away. Like, and just made me feel so much better. Like, and all of a sudden I was just in this great mood when 5 minutes earlier I was just so depressed, and I was literally like holding the blade in my hand and ready to, you know. Anyway, so question 8: how would you advise someone to tell their loved ones about their self-harm? So in my case, I didn't actually decide to tell my family, because my mom just found out by accident, because that was when, in dark times in January, when I had tried to commit suicide. I had taken some many pills, and I had been sleeping for like 24 hours, and my mom was, of course, worried, and she went and checked on me. And, she suspected that I had taken some pills because I had taken some before, never this much though. And yeah, I just said, yeah, I was still like pretty numb and stuff because I had been sleeping for 24 hours. And then she saw the scars and the cuts on my arms and legs and everything. And so, yeah. So she just found out like that. And, I just admitted it. But, yeah, it wasn't my decision, really, to tell her. And then, and then just other people in my family just found out because she already knew. I did tell my closest friends, and that was like a few months later. And so yeah, I don't know, there's no like right way to tell someone that you're self-harming. I think I know, like, with a lot of kids and teenagers who have told their parents they're self-harming, a lot of them have like reacted really badly to it. In most cases, they're, obviously just in shock and, just don't know what to say, and they just don't understand, like, why their child is doing this to themselves. But, most of it is just because of lack of knowledge, because people, especially like the older generation and like parents, don't really know anything about self-harm. It's been becoming more common today, but like many years ago, people like had no idea what self-harm was and just thought that it was just some crazy people. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know exactly the right way. I just want to say this, that um that, just tell them, like, just be completely honest with them. Don't hold anything back, and make sure that you're, like, I don't know, emotionally stable enough to deal with, like, the or everything, following your, like, parents and your family and friends knowing about your self-harm. Um, and just tell them everything. Try to make them understand why you're doing this, and why you couldn't tell them sooner. And, just know, in spite of how they will react, just know that they love you. Like, they're your parents and they love you, and they just want to see you healthy and happy, and most of them just don't understand, and it just hurts them to see their child's hurting themselves in such a way. So I don't know, it's not really good advice. This is not like something I completely know about, because like I said, it wasn't like my decision and to tell my family, and I hadn't like prepared anything for like when I would tell them. Um but just, yeah, just be completely honest. Don't hold anything back, and just and if they start blaming themselves or something, like how could I not like see this, and whatever, just tell them that it wasn't their fault. There was nothing they could have done. And with self-harm, it's really, really easy to hide it, and you like do anything and everything to hide it and to not let anyone know because you're ashamed of it. um and just, yeah, just try to make them understand like why you're doing this, what made you do this in the first place. And yeah, and just you know so yeah, that's my advice, my great advice. um so so the 10th question: what helps you and keeps you motivated to stay in recovery, and what would you say to others who are trying to stop self-harm? What helps me and keeps me motivated to stay in recovery? Demi. Definitely Demi. She would be number one. Seriously, Demi, just her music, her personality, her everything, everything about her, she helps me a lot. And, her songs, just everything about her. Her strength, her honesty, her bravery, everything about her. And also just, and besides Demi, also, and just like other people too, who are like, have, struggled or gone through stuff, whether it's self harm or whatever, and have overcome it and are willing to just stay in recovery and just be a good person, and in spite of everything that all the bad things that has been handed to them, they still remain like grateful for life and everything, and are still so positive and just about life and everything. So just, yeah, many people have inspired me. um and I would say to others who are trying to stop self-harm, like, it's not easy, like, to tell someone else, just stop. But I know how it feels because I've dealt with it myself, and I know how hard it is. But just like me, like, think about, also my family, of course, and friends how helped me. Like, of course, I forgot about them. Like, and just, yeah, I would suggest to you first to tell your loved ones about your self harm, because bottling it up inside and having this burden all by yourself, it makes everything so much harder. Like, you are dying to tell someone, but you can't. And it's so much easier when people know. It doesn't matter, like, how they will react, just that they know, and that you're not alone with this anymore. It just makes everything so much easier. And just also just see a doctor or see a therapist, and just at least try to talk to a therapist once a week or something. And if the doctor tells you to go on medication or something, then do that, and just keep thinking about something positive. And finding your purpose in life, because we all have a purpose in life, and you may not feel like you do. I know I have a purpose, but I haven't found it yet. But I know that I do have a purpose, and you have a purpose too. Like, we all have a purpose in this world. So you just have to like find that, and just, even though you don't know exactly like what you want to do with your life and what you want to be and all that, like, doesn't matter. Just like find something that makes you happy and just never let that go. Like, whatever that something is, there must be something, like one thing that makes you happy, like that you just, can't live without, and not self harm, something other than self harm, just anything. Just keep that, hold on to that, and never let that go. Whether it's a person or a thing or whatever it is, just do it. Just hold on to it and never let it go. Okay? And just think about like all the good things that you have. Just be grateful. I know it's hard because life sucks sometimes, but just be grateful for what you have, and be grateful for all the people that are around you and just all the things that you have, and just keep thinking about that one thing that makes you happy, and just keep thinking about how much better life would be if you weren't so depressed all the time, and keep, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but just try to think positive and just think of something that makes you happy. And just know that you are worthy. You are worthy of life, and you are worthy of so much more than harming yourself. And I know that there is a purpose for you somewhere out there. We all have a purpose, and you have a purpose. You just have to find it and just know that you do. And you are worthy of so much, and there are so many people who love you, including me. Like, I love you. I love you all. And just think about what that one thing that makes you happy, and just hold on to it. Just whatever it is. And just know that I love you. You are loved, and you are so beautiful. You're so worthy, and I love you. And I have to go because this is like way too long. Oh no, I have one more question. Okay, sorry. I have one more question. Okay, I have to make this short because this is like too long. But anyway, and I want to, like, what would you say to the people who have never self-harmed but are considering it? I know it's hard. And I just want to say to all of you just who have never done it, don't do it. Like, when you have started, it's really hard to tell someone else who already has self-harm to stop. But like, if you have never done it but are like considering it, and maybe you like want to do it, maybe you're just curious, and maybe you're just going through something and you're depressed and you just want to take that pain away, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I can tell you, like, I wish there was someone that had been there for me to tell me just not to do it. And to tell me, like, because once you start, it's gonna be like very, very, very hard to stop. And like, so I just tell you, just don't do it. I don't care if it's just like one cut, two cuts, whatever, you can get addicted to it just like after one cut. You think that you're not, you think that you can just do it once and it will be okay and you never have to do it again. Well, you're wrong. You're so wrong. You are gonna want to do it again and again and again and again, and it's gonna become this horrible cycle, and like really unhealthy, and it's gonna come to the point where all you think about is harming yourself, and it's just gonna be horrible, and it's just gonna end badly. So I'm just gonna tell you, just don't do it. Don't do it. You are worthy of so much more. You are worthy of so much more than harming yourself. You are so beautiful. You don't need to do this, and I can tell you from experience that it's not gonna make anything better. It's just gonna make everything worse. And I love you. You're all beautiful, and I have to go. Bye. And so, thank you, and if you have any questions, just remember that leave it in the comments below. This is so long, and I have to go. Okay, bye. Stay strong.